Well, once again, thank you and welcome to the Transformational Mentoring Wednesday edition. It is finally 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Alejandro Tornato here, coming from Beaufort, Georgia. And I am so glad to be once again connecting with you. You cannot imagine, how much I look forward to our encounters on Wednesday evenings at 8 p.m. and also um, our transformational mentoring Sunday edition at 11 a.m. every Sunday morning. And that is dedicated to the quote of the week. And I hope that these two sessions, the one on Wednesdays and the one on Sundays, have been of value to you. I want to share things that have impacted my own life, and I want to share those things with as many people as I possibly can. And I think that one of those ways is, of course, doing it through social media because of the great exposure that these platforms can provide to us. People who love to be with a microphone here, and in front of a camera, connecting and sharing content with others. With great desire that is going to make a change, a positive change, and an impact in people's lives. And having said that, tonight I want to share with you and talk to you a little bit about the concept of antifragile, antifragile, and uh, the the way that I want to do that is, how do we define antifragile? Well, the best way that we can do it is by juxtaposing antifragile with its polar opposite, which is fragile. Okay, fragile. Now, I want you to picture in your mind, imagine you yourself as a package that is being sent in the mail. Now, a box with content inside of that box. Now, what is written on the outside of that box? Is it written fragile? Handle me with care? Handle me with extra care, because if not, I'm going to break, and I'm going to break easy. So treat me with great utmost care. Be delicate with me. Don't rough me up, because I can break. Is that what's written in that box? Or is it in that box? You can see then another similar word. Maybe like a relative of fragile, which is robust or resilient. Robust, and that means I am pretty tough, but if you keep roughing me up for a very long time, then I'm going to break. Eventually, I'm going to give up and I'm going to break. Okay? So that's robust. It is tougher than fragile, but it has its limitations. And so if we go a step further, then what is written on that box is anti-fragile. Anti-fragile. And what is anti-fragile? What is that says is, treat me roughly, please. Treat me roughly, please. Because the rougher that you treat me and the rougher that you handle me, the better it's going to be and the stronger I'm going to get and the stronger I'm going to become. Treat me roughly and I will become stronger. So that is the concept of anti-fragile. Anti-fragile. Now, another metaphor that we can bring to illustrate the concept of anti-fragility is we can examine the wind. We can examine the wind. Now, the wind, it can do two things. And listen to me carefully. It can either extinguish a candle, or it can, on the other hand, fuel a fire. Now, we've seen, especially here in the United States, I mean, very often, sometimes we hear of great, very aggressive fires in California. It's just because of the amount of greenery and forestry. I mean, that is there, the amount of trees and the amount of combustible material in forests. So fires are they do happen very often. And so what happens, what is one of the worries that firefighters have when they are confronted with trying to deal with a fire, is that there wouldn't be too much wind. And why is that? Is because the wind acts as a fuel to that fire. So, in your own life, do you consider yourself a candle? So when the winds of and the storms of life come to you, are they going to extinguish you? Or, on the other hand, you see, that would be fragile. That would be a very fragile kind of a person. That the winds come and then they extinguish that person. But if you are operating with anti-fragility, if you are an anti-fragile kind of a person, then the winds and storms of life come to you and they act as a fuel for you to react and to get over that and do whatever you need to do in order to keep going and to encounter that difficulty, that obstacle, and keep going and keep moving forward. So that is, first of all, the definition of fragile versus robust, versus anti-fragile. Now, in your life as well as in my life, we are going to be, when the winds and the storms of life come, they present to us either challenges or threats. Now, how do we react to that? Now, the way that we react is the way that we see those obstacles coming. Are they going to be a challenge to us? Now, when a difficulty comes into your life, when you're presented, you're walking and you encounter a difficulty in front of you, an obstacle. How do you view that obstacle? Do you view it as a challenge? Is that thing challenge you to be better? To be creative and to find a way to circumvent that obstacle? To conquer that obstacle? To get over that obstacle? Maybe you can go on the side, you can jump, you can go under it. I mean, whatever it may be. But does that obstacle challenge you to find a solution to it and to keep going forward and to keep having your eyes and your mind into that goal or dream that you want to accomplish? Or do you see it as a threat? And if you see it as a threat, internally, your hormonal system is going to react in such a way that you will retract. You will say, okay, I am not built for that. I don't think that I will be able to do it. I don't think that I'm strong enough, or I don't think that I'm capable enough, or I don't think that I have the resources to deal with this problem or this situation or this difficulty. And you will not keep going. You see, that's when another concept comes in, and that is the concept of confidence. True confidence. True confidence in yourself, true confidence in your abilities, true confidence in your skills, true confidence in your determination to keep going no matter what the obstacle really is. You see, the Latin root of the word confidence is with intense trust. That's what confidence really means, is with intense trust. With intense trust in whom? In yourself. In you. Now, when you are confronted with those winds and storms that perhaps unexpectedly come into your life, then do you have intense trust in yourself that you will be able to deal with whatever comes, and then that will not take you, it may take you temporarily, of course, but then you'll come back to your pathway and you will continue moving along the way that you want to go, because you know that that way is going to get you eventually to where you want to go and to end up in. Okay? You see, another analogy is the gym. When we go, at least when I go to the gym, I don't expect to go to the gym to lift styrofoam weights. You see, that will defeat the purpose of going to the gym. I don't go to the gym to lift styrofoam or very light plastic weights. No. I go to the gym, and I hope that if you go to the gym every time and you try to lift weights that are a little bit heavier than the last time that you went to the gym, that you're challenging yourself, that you don't let those weights to be a threat to you, but you allow those weights to be a challenge to you. So you are challenged to do better and bigger and heavier. Even, I'm not talking about then you have to lift something that is 100 pounds more and then you're just dying. I mean, no. I'm not talking about that. But if at least, I mean, you can lift 2 pounds more or even 5 pounds more, and you can challenge your muscles to stretch and to go a little bit beyond, because that is what is going to make the difference in your growth along the way. So you see, that is what happens, I mean, between challenges and threats. And then there's another concept that I want to talk to you about, and that is the concept of emotional stamina. Emotional stamina. Now, do you have emotional stamina? You know, when everything goes hunky-dory and it goes fine in your life, then perhaps you're not required, I mean, to exercise stamina or emotional stamina. But what happens, I mean, when you find a glitch in the way, and when things go from best to worst, then what do you do? Do you have that emotional stamina that says, okay, now is the time to do the things that I know that I have to do, the habits that I need to implement, the rituals in my life that I need to bring forth into focus in order to keep going? You see, when things are difficult, when things are challenging, do you have that extra emotional driving force? I mean, that stamina that says, no matter what happens in my life, I will never, ever, ever throw in the towel. I will never go halfway. I will never go 3/4 of the way. Either I will go all the way, 100% of the way, or I will not even begin. But if I did begin, I will go all the way. Nothing will ever stop me. So that's what emotional stamina will do for us. And the last thing that I want to share with you is the concept of victim versus hero. Victim versus hero. And, you know, I think it would be silly for you or for me to think that in whatever we want to do in life, that everything is just going to go rosy, that is going to go perfectly smooth. That is a concept that if you think that way, then I encourage you to begin thinking in a more realistic way. Because things are not going to go perfectly smooth. There are going to be challenges along the way. And so the victim is going to react differently, much differently than a hero. You see, normally the victim is going to ask a very simple question, which is the wrong question to ask. And when difficulties come to the victim will react and ask the question, why me? Why me? Why is this, whatever it may be, happening to me? Why is it happening to me? So that's the wrong question to ask. Now, when the same situation happens and comes to the presence of the hero, the mindset of a hero, which is not a fixed mindset, it is a growth mindset, the hero reacts and asks a different question. The hero doesn't say, why me? The hero says, okay, this happens. What do I need to do next? What is the next step that I need to take in order to resolve this issue? In order to bring a solution to this problem? In order to overcome this obstacle or this difficulty? So that's what the hero says. You see, two completely different perspectives, mindsets, and ways of thinking. The victim, why me reaction versus the hero, what is the next step that I need to take? And when you have that difference in mindset, that is going to get you to the next level in your journey of growth and get you closer to where you want and need to be. And so that is what I wanted to share with all of you when it comes to the concept of antifragile. Now, let me close by asking you and saying, do you consider yourself, if you are that box, that package in the mail, what is written in your box? Is it fragile? Handle me with care because otherwise I'll break? Or robust? I am a bit tougher, but don't rough me up a lot because eventually I will break? Or antifragile? Handle me roughly, please, because I'll get stronger every time. That's a good question to ask. Because if you are antifragile, and if you get stronger with the winds and storms of life, then there's going to be a much higher likelihood that you will go to the end in every venture that you start, and anything that you do, whether it be tiny or whether it be of a larger magnitude, and whatever you are involved in, having the attitude, having the anti-fragile attitude is going to go a long way in your path towards success. So thank you very much, for being with me. If you enjoyed this teaching, this session, please leave me a comment. I would love to hear your comments. I love to respond to them. I love to have a conversation with you. And if you want me to help you in any way, whether it be coaching, whether it be doing a seminar for your group, doing a leadership, personal growth, or development training for your company, for your group, please contact me. You can contact me at my website, alejandrotornato.com, or you can email me at alejandro@alejandrotornato.com, or you can reach me through my page on Facebook at Transformational Mentoring with Alejandro Tornato. Find me. You can find me on LinkedIn, and you can send me a note on LinkedIn. So there are various ways, multiple ways to get in touch with me, because I love to be of help to you. Whatever I can do to help you become the very best version of yourself, that is the desire of my heart. I consider myself to be an agent of change in people's lives. I love to see people move from where they are to where they could potentially be. And I always say it, as Les Brown says, there is. It's not that there may be or there might be, there is. There is a certainty. There is greatness within you, within all of us. And it is our right, our human right, to let that greatness be displayed for the world to see, because the world needs to hear us. Every single person has a message and has the potential to leave this world better than when we found it. So thank you very much once again. And as always, live every moment, be resilient, be kind, be passionate, be well.